Let's all take a deep, calming breath. Perhaps cooler heads will prevail.
Behind Helia's words, you hear the soft coo of doves.
Aethys has been separated from us for too long. Isn't it possible he intends only to gather enough souls to reclaim his realm in the beyond? He should be welcomed.
You look up then into avian eyes. Through them, you see clouds of starlings converge and divide.
What if he intends to betray you?
Helia puts a feathered hand to her chest.
He wouldn't. Betrayal is not in his nature.
Scan shuffles forward.
Yes, yes. We should welcome Aethys' return to the fold. His gratitude we can leverage to cajole him into divulging his plot. Then, when he believes himself to be in our good graces, we do as Wedeka suggests, and crush him into the earth.
Scan pauses, inspecting you.
Ah, and here is the Watcher who killed Lord Harren, the man who tormented his dear niece, Alice. Curious.
Scan licks the ragged edge of his lipless mouth and grins, then turns to Helia.
Dude, I don't care about him, Wodika, and Magrin. They're all bitches. Now, I'm all for Bereth. I'm fine with Bereth. You brought me back alive, and I don't have a beef with him yet. Aelia, I'm super friendly with. I kind of wish Abaddon was there right now, because I feel like I'm pretty chummy with Abaddon. I don't really care for Whale. I haven't really spoken to him, but like, we talked to him like once, maybe. That's it. And who's the other one? I don't really like Andra. Yeah, Andra's also a bitch. I just realized now. That's 4 women and 1 dude. Interesting.
I did not expect such a deliciously ruthless idea from you, Helia. I am impressed.
Helia's feathered crest stands on end.
You wretched little creature.
Attempting to end Aethys may only make things worse.
Your point is well made, little Watcher. If self-evident, Aethys has not been known to possess a vindictive nature. Indeed, he has occasionally been magnanimous to a fault.
Magrin says.
However, if we push him to the brink of reason, there is no telling what he may do. He is, as ever, unpredictable.
Something akin to fondness creeps into her voice.
Then what's the point of this exercise?
The pallid knight gestures for silence.
I haven't seen her yet.
Aethys cannot be killed, but he may be subdued. Yet to do so will take immense power and time.
She says.
Both stand in his favor.
Magrin grits her black glass teeth.
That is why we must ascertain his plans before he has the chance to put them into motion.
She begins to pace. Her steps leave little trails of fire in her wake. Magrin stops and balls her hands into flaming fists.
Even if we manage to destroy his current form, there is the possibility he could return, if he has not already absorbed all of his children.
Absorb his children? I don't understand.
The pallid knight casts a cold, cutting glare in Magrin's direction.
Magrin speaks too freely. That knowledge is beyond your ken, Watcher.
Wodika waves the gods to silence.
Aethys gathers strength. His strength is a threat to us.
Her voice takes on a sharp, almost panicked edge.
There is no sensible answer to the question of a resurgent Aethys other than decisive, final action.
Something must be done.
Your opinion is unasked for and unnecessary, but noted nonetheless.
Though her tone is impassive, the banked fury in her eyes says well enough what she thinks of your interruptions.
I don't give 2 shits about all of you guys. Like, to be fair, you brought me there. I was On a boat. Like, I was fine. Like, we were in a boat, we were chilling, I was pillaging villages that were abandoned and stuff. I was killing pirates. You bring me there, and then you're like, don't interrupt, just sit down and listen.
We will act when it is appropriate to do so, and not before.
The Pallid Knight steps away from the half-circle of assembled gods. She pulls herself up to a great height. The words she speaks next come not from her mouth, but from all around you.
Follow him, Watcher.
The black of the Pallid Knight's irises expand until her eyes are as dark and cold as the void between stars. She bends down and brings her ghostly face level with your own.
Your debt to me remains unpaid.
I can answer this as bullshit. I kind of want to do that. We'll see about that.
She stares at you, unblinking. Like a needle drawn to a magnet, you are pulled toward her one compulsory step at a time. Helpless to resist, you tumble into her impossible eyes. You fall wildly, endlessly, unable to find your bearings or slow your spin. And in the distance, above, no, behind you, comes an insistent ringing. You angle yourself toward it, searching for the sound. A small silver bell appears just inches from your fingertips. You reach for it, straining to still its interminable ringing. The moment you touch it, your soul slams into your body with all the force of a fall from the top of the sky. You blink open your eyes and find yourself on the floor of your ship's cabin, alone.
Well, thank God I'm back. Come on now. I will not be toyed with. Like, if I must, dude, I will hunt every single last one of the gods. Swear to God, dude. Fragments of Blade of the Endless Path was destroyed when Eothas emerged from beneath the keep. The shards are no longer of use to anyone unless they could be reforged. This weapon may be fated to become even more than it was. And have fragments of Whispers of Yenwood? Despite being utterly destroyed with the devastation of Kenua, the sword known as the Whisper of Yenwood has once again found its way into the possession of the keep's road warden, albeit in pieces. It would take a smith of some talent to reforge a weapon with the right materials, however. Perhaps the sword could become even greater than one was. Bro. I will...
Can do.
Dude, yeah.
My lady, what do you require?
How did I get a ship in the first place?
With Cadnua in ruins, there was little purpose in waxing sentimental over the rubble. I was able to salvage enough of your treasure and wealth to afford the purchase of the Defiant and the hire of a small crew. Unfortunately, that consumed the remainder of your once considerable assets. Under the circumstances, I hoped you would not object.
What should I do next?
I suggest we proceed to Neketaka, my lady. It is the largest city in Deadfire, and we shall be better able to get our bearings there.
Cool. Cool story, bro. Oh.
I'll handle it for you.
Shino, I hope this letter finds you in good health. It has been many summers now since you first arrived in Gilded Vale. Much has changed in those years, but I will never forget the kindness you showed me. The gods have blessed me with a son. He is healthy and strong and already so curious. All of Gilded Vale dotes upon him. I have told him of you. He asks constantly after the Watcher will restore his spirits and hopes one day to meet you. Until then, know that we keep you in our prayers. Your most grateful servant, Afra. Is that the sister of The lady that dies in the beginning of the game?
With every soul, my lantern's getting heavier and heavier in my hand.
I would say to you came to be a worshipper of God more so than of Aethys.
My folks, you might say they're not your typical Aethasians. Sure, they cling to the light more than the darkness. But the war, it touched my family. And it changed them. Killed some. Not that I remember firsthand. The others toughened, turned survivors. That much I saw with my own eyes, even years later.
Are there others like you? Other Gaunites out there?
Of course. Though we're few and spread out. Most don't keep to temples. Soul shepherding requires travel. My aunt's the one who taught me about the cycle of life and death. How everything happens in stages. Whether forwards or backwards, from seed to rot to rebirth again, it's all just states of existence and balance. See? That's how I first learned about the slice of Gone within Aethys.
She grins big, confident and happy.
After that, I read all the doctrines of Gone. Anything and everything I could get my hands on.
Such as?
The 12 books of Nearwith, plus the epistles from the minor prophets. A lot of them aren't a part of today's canonization, but that doesn't mean they're wrong.
She crosses her arms over her chest, expression pinched.
It's tradition for the youngest born to take up the priesthood of Aethys. Well, I did it in my own way. No need to fiddle-foot around. I'm listening. Tell me what's on your mind.
How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
They're there in my head when I sleep. And sometimes I can taste them on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in a particularly volatile soul.
Don't worry, we'll figure something out.
Will we? Ought we? I just don't know.
Pinching the bridge of her nose with dirty fingers, Shotty sighs.
I trust you, Watcher. I swear I do. I worry sometimes about what's gonna happen to me. But, well, it's not like I can turn my back on my duty to my god, even if it kills me. You need me, I'll be 2 whoops and a holler away.
Okay.
Eagle eyes.
Thank you again for maintaining my story in front of Vanessa and the others.
It gives you a grateful smile that fades almost as quickly as it appears.
I didn't enjoy deceiving them, but it seemed simpler than the alternative.
Yeah, she doesn't like deception. And lonelier. You seem to care for them, but they didn't really know you.
I'm working against one of the most secretive organizations in all of Aora. One with a rather troubled history as far as animancy is concerned. That's not the sort of thing one shares with new friends.
He pauses and shifts his shoulders as if working out a kink.
Believe me, I take no pleasure in duplicity.
Okay, so what exactly were you doing out there?
After we parted, I set out to destroy the Leaden Key.
Okay.
It's controlled us for too long. I wanted to free Kith from it. So for 5 years, I've been tracking down Leaden Key circles, searching for the places where they operate in secret.
He knits his brows.
Trying to undo them.
And how's that been going?
The task has been more difficult than I anticipated.
How so?
I don't think I fully understood the weight of the decisions I would have to make. Or the burden of living with them. It was much easier when I only had to follow someone else's lead. My father's, Theos's, yours.
He glances at you of the corner of his eyes. Is there someone I can help?
I wish I knew. After we defeated Theos, I thought the hard part of undoing his work would be tracking down the Leaden Key's members and operations.
But?
Perhaps this would be easier with an example. I went to a village in Old Avalia. A run-down backwater of a place. Centuries ago, the Leaden Key had intervened to end some heretical cult. The details were lost, but what had endured was a practice of ritual bloodletting.
Ugh.
A gruesome, pointless tradition. At every full moon, the villagers would feed the soil with their blood. No one, young or old, sick or hale, was exempt.
What did you do? Yeah, it's the same as Eder. It's Matthew Mercer.
The village priest administered the practice. Grim old fellow. Reminded me of Theos.
He raises an eyebrow at you.
He was a tyrant. I was certain that if the villagers were free of his influence, they'd be free from the bloodletting too. So I arranged for him to have an accident.
He gives you a sly look. Clever.
I thought so, at first. The old man died, and the villagers were terrified. They were convinced his death was an ill omen. They blamed it, and every other mishap that befell them, on their lack of faith. So they began bloodletting every week, turning on their neighbors for giving too little.
His lips twist as if the words themselves have a bitter taste.
Instead of a handful dying each year, a few perished every week.
He's worked the edge of his sash into a tight knot. He clenches it between pale, rigid fingers. You tried to do the right thing and... No, you couldn't have known that would happen. This isn't your fault.
I had to do something, didn't I?
He turns to you with wide, anguished eyes. He pauses again and twisting the sash at his lap.
I keep wondering what I might have done differently, or how I could have known better.
Learning from mistakes like this is a good start.
I suppose so. I should get some rest. It's been a long day, and you've given me a lot to think about.
Wait. You still haven't told me what the Animancers have to do with any of this.
Ah, that.
He massages his temples.
I'm looking for an old Leaden Key sect. I've found several references, but...
He breaks off, shaking his head.
I want to be sure. Please, let me go over my notes again. Then I promise I'll tell you everything.
Talk more later then. Okay, interesting.
Hey, this brings back some memories, huh?
What did you do after we ended the legacy?
I like that feeling, knowing we'd stopped Theos. We were part of something big. And that was something I never felt before, not even at war. Guess I went looking for it again. Not that I wanted to tangle with gods, but something smaller. Something I thought I could manage. There was that little town, Deerford, we passed through. Got hit real hard by the legacy. I went in and asked their mayor if I could help. And he was real friendly. But then it turned out he was in that Scanite cult they have over there. And when I wasn't looking, he tried to knock me out with a garden hoe. Guess he wanted to drain my blood or gouge out my eyes with rocks or whatever it is they do. Didn't ask.
Didn't ask? No shit.
Anyway, I came out of his house carrying his head and well, I got to be mayor after that. They didn't even want to do an election. I said, if you're sure, and they all nodded, kinda quick-like.
Dude, okay, how were you as mayor?
Some of it but there were other things I had no head for. Negotiating, settling arguments, saying the right things. I think I made a difference, but plenty of folks got hurt along the way. And I don't know if that was something we could have avoided, or if it was the cost of trying to fix things.
Let me ask you something else.
If you like.
What do you... No, we asked him that. What are your thoughts on Eothas at the moment?
I want the destruction to stop. I want him to finish what he's doing and then go in peace. Only I don't see it playing out that way.
Let's get moving. Yeah, bad to worse? No kidding, dude. Wow. It's like you wanted to help and then suddenly, nope. Guess it isn't it.
If you be having a tick, Cap, I'll be thinking that, if I be dragging you into these depths, you deserve the full sounding.
This is about, Rimaro, I take it. Maybe to listen.
When I were a wee swabby, fresh to the sea, it were Romaro that showed me the ropes and rigging. More than that, he, kept his weather eye open for me.
He plucks at the fur at his elbow.
The sea be a right poxy ore on occasion, and life aboard the Sorcerer, that and more. Malnage, our ship hunter, she were all, wet and bothered for doing me harm, and Romaro. He protected me. Mentored me too. Learned me letters and navigation, handed down the Principe traditions. In time, we became close as kin or closer. And the Sorcerer, my family.
How did Rimaro end up in trouble with the Principe?
Right, fantastic fucking question, Cap.
You mean this? Oh! Thanks, man. He scowls and plants a closed fist in an open palm.
Word out we're mutiny. But I'll be putting about as much stock in that as a dockside doxy for manners. Well, no, I don't normally be singing no praises of veracity, Cap. But in the matter of Romaro, I'll be hunting the truth.
You told me a lot about the two of you, but not much about him. Oh, were you romantically involved?
Why, Cap? You be feeling a bit of the old envy?
He grins, bumping his eyebrows twice in quick succession.
Nay, we never shared a bunk. Not that I'd have kicked him out of a hammock, but, like I said, we be family. He never took advantage.
Why did this Malnage want to hurt you?
Well, only knows, Cap. She treated me like my mere presence gave offense.
Okay, you told me a lot about the two of you, but not much about him.
Fair. He be of old Valian stock. A good man and righteous. Not honest, of course, but honourable. We're our shipboard sawbones, and more than half handy at it.
He smiles and rubs his upper right arm.
More than one swabby be on the old salt of deferral from the wheel.
I promise we'll find him.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be holding you to it. Ahoy, Captain. What can I do you for?
Tell me about yourself.
Some seamen go dizzy as duck soup out here, spouting about the sea, speaking to 'em. I've been all over these islands, and the sea don't speak. Waves, though.
I'd like to ask you about the Principe.
Oh, ask away, Cap.
Who are the Principe exactly?
Formerly the Principe San Petrena. The princes, without,
His brow knits as he snaps.
Oh, without a home, They came from Grand Valia ages ago. Now they've been the scourge of the Deadfire.
He squares his shoulders, puffing out his chest.
More than that, ain't for the likes of me to say. Oh, ask away, Cap.
How do the Principe operates?
Raiding seafaring vessels mostly. Seizing ships' cargo. Ships themselves if they be worth anything. If there be passengers of high birth, we be taking them for ransom too. Ain't squeamish about slaying, but be avoiding it when we can. Get yourself known for killing folk. They get more likely to fight you when you come for the gold. Oh, ask away, Cap.
You seem to enjoy being Principe.
Aye, that I do, Cap.
His scarred lip split into a broad smile, revealing crooked teeth. What about it?
What not? Smell of the sea, creak of the rigging, blast of the cannons, rush aboard and a right piece of prey. A mug of spice rum in my hands and a bawdy song on my lips. A lad or lass in every port and another in my hammock.
He shrugs with a grin.
Be a pirate's life for me.
Archlord, thank you so much for the host. Do appreciate it.
Ask away, Cap.
If I were to end this, how would I do so?
Endless, Cap. We ain't the flog-stroking Rowatai Navy.
He chuckles low and warm.
Twixt the seaworthy vessel and passable crew, you've managed yourself the hardest part already. Now you just need to be setting yourself to piracy, after you be talking it over with the Consuelo.
Council. Sounds easy enough.
No, we ain't exactly a bunch known for housing hard-ons for hard rules. Ooh, ask away, Cap. Aye, aye, Cap.
Yeah, I'm not about to flirt with him. I'm sad there's no option to flirt with Shoti. Receive an important missive from Captain Ferrante. Dear Watcher, I find myself in need of someone with your particular brand of talents. As our last business transaction went so grandly, I appreciate the opportunity to hire you again. If you're interested, please convene with me in Donaje. To our fortunate proceedings, Captain Ferrante. This for the letter. Why don't I hear shanties, by the way? Isn't it supposed to be shanties? Sea shanties will play when you're sailing. They're not playing. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Okay, cool. I was expecting like more info and stuff, but no. It probably is that. So guys, that was a stream. It's 11:30. I've been streaming for 5 hours and 30 minutes tonight and 6 hours and 30 minutes this morning, which, if my calculations are correct, is 12 hours of streaming today. Wow. I gotta take some rest, guys. I gotta rest a little bit. I'm gonna be streaming on Sunday the entire day, and it's gonna be more of Pillars 2. So if you guys are interested in following this, it's gonna be Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. EDT, and we're gonna be playing some more of Pillars, but that will be the regular hours. So it'll be 9:30 for that, and in the evening we'll play again. But it's going to be like at 6:30 p.m. So it's going to be the regular hours because I work on Monday and I got to be ready for that. Also on Sunday is our giveaway. So Sunday at 7 p.m. EDT, we'll be giving away a Steam copy of Dark Souls 3. If you want to participate, again, all you need to do is follow the channel, be there on the day of drawing, at the time of drawing, and you'll be good to go. If you are a sub, you already entered. You don't need to do anything, and you don't even need to be there. You can be doing other stuff, playing other games, and you'll just win something. And then I'll announce what next month giveaway is. So the entire Sunday More Pillars, yeah. So I'll see you guys very soon. Have a great night, guys. Thank you so freaking much for today. That was amazing. I love your faces. That was a great day of streaming. Before we go, we're going to be hosting somebody. Just give me a second. There's probably somebody that's streaming right now that I can give some love to. Hold on. Who do we give some love to right now? You know what? Let's give some love to MMO Blitz. He's streaming some ESO right now. We'll give him some love, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day tomorrow, guys, and I'll see you guys on Sunday for more Pillars. Bye bye.